All right, so today's learning goal is I can notice the relationship among the gods and goddesses and humans in myths. So as I read the story out loud to you, I'm going to try and notice anything that my main character, which is Aphrodite, I'm going to notice anything that may seem similar to characteristics of humans. Aphrodite. Aphrodite was the goddess of love and beauty. Some people believed she was the daughter of Zeus, king of all the gods. Others insist she simply appeared one day riding to shore on a wave of sea foam. Zeus had many daughters. As far as he was concerned, the lovely Aphrodite was welcome to be one of them. Nobody actually knows where she came from, but once she arrived, she became part of many Greek myths. Okay, so I read the first paragraph. Is there anything in the first paragraph that I notice that reminds me of humans? Well, I know that she's a daughter of Zeus, so that could be one characteristic that humans have. Sometimes there are people who are going to be the daughter of someone. Now, is there anything where she may seem immortal or above human power? Well, looking carefully, I also noticed that she one day appeared riding to shore on a wave of sea foam. Can people actually ride waves? I mean, you can ride waves with like a surfboard, but can you physically be able to ride a wave of sea foam? So that would be something that makes her seem superhuman or as like a goddess. Moving on to the second paragraph. Aphrodite had a son, Eros. She had a husband, the handyman to the gods, Hephaestus. She spent some time with her family, but mostly she ran around and caused a whole bunch of trouble. She did have a bit of a temper, and she was just a bit vain. Quite a bit, actually. Vain means you think you're the best at something, or you think very highly of yourself. But mostly, as Aphrodite would tell you herself, the things that went wrong were not really her fault. All right, so let's go back and look over this paragraph and notice if there's anything that reminds us of human characteristics and traits. Go ahead and pause this video. You may share with your learning coach something that you see that reminds you of human traits. Okay, hopefully you were able to find something. I'll give one example. There were a couple of examples in this paragraph. One of them is personality traits of her having a bad temper. Some people have bad tempers as well. Okay, moving to our last paragraph. For example, if you believe the old myth, it was Aphrodite's vanity that caused the Trojan War. Aphrodite would tell you that it was her half-sister's fault. But don't take either sister's word for it. Decide for yourself as you read the myth. Aphrodite and Queen Helen of Sparta. Okay, so another characteristic that I found here that reminds me of human characteristics or personalities is that she has a sister. Okay, so I gave you 3 examples. One, that she was the daughter of Zeus, that she's also a sister, and that she has a bit of a temper. What I want you to do now for your ticket out is create a list of ways gods, or in this instance Aphrodite, how she can be very similar to human characteristics and traits. Okay, so I gave you 3 examples. What I want you to do is try and find another example. Matter of fact, make it 2. I want you to find two other examples in this story of how she can be similar, of how Aphrodite can be similar to human beings.